All right, this is going to be the second part of today's lesson, the last day of June. This is June the 30th, and section 4, ELT 115, section 1. And I think I'm sharing with you the lo.org website or web page. And there are tons of lessons here. In which you can find different audios, right? And the good thing, you can find them in script, in the script as well. So the point is that this explanation goes for you to work on a specific task, right? Um, so in this website, you can find here, for example, I typed lo.org. Okay, that's lo.org. You can explore yourself, of course. Now, if you go to audio lessons, right, you can click on any of these and you can find many, many different lessons. Okay, many, many, many different lessons. Um, so if you scroll down here, you will find videos. Right, you can click on any, for example, this one, right? And let me see if I can share the sound so you can listen to the sound as well as you read the script. That's a video.
Well, I think the best thing about my country, which is Guam, it's not really actually a country, but it's a territory of the United States of America. It's located in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. The best thing about it is that it's got lots of white sand and beautiful ocean and great beaches, lots of palm trees and lots of tropical breeze. That's the best thing about Guam is its nature.
So that's the video. There are many, many, many different possibilities, right? It's here on the right. If you scroll down, you can see here the section that says mixer, right? And the possibilities here, if you click, is to listen to different people answering the same question. For example, in this one, um, the topic is fast food, and 6 people talk about how often they eat fast food and the foods they like to eat. Okay, so this is the video, and you can see people from different countries. So you also will explore other accents, right?
How often do I eat fast foods? I'm really to either one of the fast food restaurants or shops and just get myself a nice burger on fries.
Not very often. I don't like going to fast food restaurants because I really don't have a very strong digestion system. So therefore, if I go to eat fast food, I don't feel very good. So I prefer the food that is better quality than fast food.
Fast food, fast food. Um, since college, it's probably only once a month or less. Again, back back in high school, it used to be maybe 3 times a week. But where I live now, I can't find a lot of fast food restaurants, so I think that's the reason why I don't eat so much now.
Fast food, um, one too many, because the bus stop where I take um, the bus to school, and in front of the bus stop there is a burger joint, so it's very convenient for me to just grab my lunch from there. And sometimes when I'm on my way back home, I also get my dinner. But of course, it's not healthy, and but then again, because it's so convenient, so that's the hard thing. But I'm thinking of cutting down on the fast food.
Fast food, every time I crave for it. there's this really great hamburger joint like right outside my house, and I just can't stop eating it. I have to go there.
Well, I think you get the point with the mixer, right? The mixer, you in this option, the mixer, you can find many people answering the same question with different accents, right? Um, so I invite you to explore these, right? This website, and in the audio lessons, for example, you can find a dialogue, right? A dialogue between two people, okay? And such as this one that's called chore bores, okay? Uh, in my invitation is that you find either in the area called audio lessons, okay, audio lessons with multimedia, or in the section that says videos for views, okay, or in the section called mixer, you find and explore one dialect, okay, one dialect. Um, for example, in the ones that I chose, is chorabors, which is this one. I also chose this one called Foods We Hate. Okay. I also was listening and reviewing Homeschooling Teacher's View, which is this one. I found dialogue in which there was a British and a Chilean speaker, which is Things to Do in London. Okay, Things to Do in London. Also chose this one, which is Language Zones, in which there's a Nigerian speaker and an American one. And I chose the one called African Movie Scene. Okay. So what I want you to do is I want you to listen to these dialects, right? Choose your own dialect first. Okay. And you choose your dialect and you prepare yourself. Okay. For example, in this one we have.
Okay, so Josh, in another interview, we were talking about foods that we don't like. Now let's talk about activities or things we don't like to do.
Okay.
Like, for example, washing dishes, ironing clothes, mowing the lawn, things like that.
All right.
Are there any activities you really dislike doing?
Well, you mentioned washing dishes. I don't like that.
Oh, really?
Much rather mow the lawn than wash dishes.
So what's it about washing dishes that you don't like?
Um, I guess it's just the idea of touching dirty plates that everyone ate off of, and then they sat in the sink for a couple hours, and it grosses me out. So I'll do it, but it's not something I enjoy.
Yeah, that's interesting because I'm actually like I don't like cooking. I hate to cook, but I don't mind doing the cleanup. Yeah.
See, and I love cooking.
Oh, you do?
I cook all the time.
Really? It's like so messy and time consuming.
And I guess I treat it more as an art than anything, and then I just work on it. And then when it's done, I like when people are like, "Oh, it's so good," and I'm like, oh, "Thank you."
That's true. That's true. That's a good point. I guess for me, I don't like cooking because it's the opposite of cleaning in that everything's getting progressively dirtier and dirtier. Whereas when you clean, everything's getting progressively cleaner and cleaner. So
That's very true.
I kind of like that.
Yeah, cooking makes a mess.
So are there any other household chores you don't like to do?
Um,
Like dusting? There's
I
dusting.
can't stand dusting. I was actually going to say that one
Oh,
because
really?
it just gets my allergies going so bad.
Oh, right.
So that's a pain.
And dusting is kind of the one where it just builds and builds and builds. It's like,
Absolutely. You could do it every day and still need to do it the next day.
yeah. And like you can let like my house is really bad. Like it builds up and you almost don't want to look on the top ledges or anything.
Yeah, that's definitely my motto. Just don't look at anything above eye level.
Right.
You
And
don't
it
have to
does
worry
it.
about it.
Right, and it does like it's the one thing where it's probably not healthy for you, right? Because you can be breathing it in.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Actually, I read somewhere that dust is actually 98% dead skin that just drifts off you.
Is that true?
Yeah,
That's disgusting,
isn't
isn't
it?
it?
And we breathe that in. It's all floating in the air all the time.
Oh, oh
And
God.
if you leave your windows open, it's your whole neighborhood.
Well, there's a lot of dead people in this house, I'll tell you that. Okay, what about outdoor stuff? You know, he's got pulling weeds, mowing the lawn, watering the grass, taking out the trash. Any outdoor stuff?
So, well, I actually really like mowing the lawn. It's a good workout, especially if you have an old-fashioned push lawnmower. And
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
so you get a good workout and push it around, and the grass looks a lot better.
Yeah.
And then weeding's a pain because you got to get down on the ground and get in the mud and pull it all out and
Yeah.
make buckets, and it's never done like dusting.
Yeah. And weeds, they come back, right?
Yeah, exactly. They just every day there's a new one. So
Right. Yeah. And it's just and the position that you have to be in to pull the weeds.
exactly,
It's so uncomfortable.
you gotta like crouch down and yep,
Yeah. I
and
hear
it's
you.
hot. It's horrible.
Yeah. There's always jobs you hate to do.
Yep.
All right. So the point is that you're not only going to be learning pronunciation, how to pronounce words, but also you're going to learn new vocabulary, right? Which is what you can get here, right? You can also listen to this, and
Sit in the sink. Sit in the sink. Then they sat at the sink for a couple hours. To sit in the sink is when something is in the sink. Notice the following. 1. The glasses sat in the sink for 3 days before I washed them. 2. The potatoes are just sitting in the sink, waiting for someone to cook them.
all right, so I want you to take a look at the vocabulary tab in case you have questions. There's also a quiz. But the point is, in this particular dialect, or the particular dialects that I want you to listen to, is pronunciation. So I want you to listen to the pronunciation. I want you to pause, okay, and I want you to repeat.
Okay, so Josh, in another interview, we were talking about foods that we don't like.
You pause it. So George, in another interview, we're talking about foods we don't like.
Now let's talk about activities or things we don't like to do.
Now let's talk about activities or things we don't like to do. So the idea is focus on the pronunciation, focus on the intonation as well, make the pauses that the speaker is doing. Try to imitate. This is the exercise that I want you to do. So I'm going to suggest this website. I'm going to copy and paste in the chat room. Okay, it's right there for you. I'm going to suggest also um, another one, which is this one. Right there, it's in the chat room as well. Then I have another one for you. Remember that these are only suggestions, that you can also find your own, okay? And it's good that you explore and that you get an idea about other topics that might be interesting. Okay, so I want you to take a look at some websites here, different topics. Okay, that's the last one of my suggestions that are in the chat room. And what I want you to do is I want you to listen to them. I want you to pause. I want you to, as I said before, imitate the pronunciation, the intonation. That's one thing. The second thing that I want you to do is I want you to choose one. Okay, I want you to choose one. And I want you to do sort of an analysis. Now, in some websites, you're going to find some misspelled words, some mistakes in terms of spelling. And that's why I want you to pay attention to that, right?
So thinking about your future, would you
So thinking about your future. So as you can see here, the second word is misspelled. You should not start with s, but with, okay? So just pay attention to that, and the rest is going to be okay.
So thinking about your future, would you have your kids homeschooled? Would you homeschool themselves, or do you think that it's better for them to go to a normal school? What would you do?
Okay, so let's take a look at this paragraph. You can apply these questions to any of the dialects that you're going to find. Okay, so my first question would be, which words in this paragraph include voiced consonant sounds? Which voiced consonant sounds are there in this section? Okay, which voiced consonant sounds? That's the one I think I copied and pasted it in the chat room, but if not, I'm going to copy and paste it again. Okay, for this specific one, there's a small hand. I liked, right? I like. That's the one that I want to focus on for this exercise. My second question is, which words contain affricate sounds here? Which words contain affricate sounds? Sounds, right? For the second paragraph that I'm going to play, I want to focus on the fricative sounds. Which fricative sounds are present here, and which words contain those fricative sounds? Let me play this section for you.
I used to say that I didn't know, but then I got my undergrad degree in elementary education, and I had a chance to teach in public school. And that's when I decided, yes, absolutely, I would homeschool my own children.
Was the main
Okay, so for this one, for this section, I want you to identify the words that contain fricative sounds, and also which fricative sounds. Okay, that's the second task. For the following, I want you to focus on the two sections highlighted, and I'm going to play this section for you.
reason coming to that decision?
The main reason was the wasted time that I saw. And also, there were so many children in one classroom. It was really hard to get them all to focus and pay attention at the same time. It's nearly impossible. So if I could provide my child with one-on-one attention, I feel like they would learn more. There'd be less wasted time.
Right. So homeschooling helps with using.
All right, so in this highlighted section, I would like to focus on two things, right? The first thing is identify the words that contain voiceless consonant sounds, right? Voiceless consonant sounds in this section, okay? That's the first thing to do. Which voiceless sounds are present here, and which words contain those voiceless sounds, right? And the last word, the last question is plosive sounds, okay? Which ones are there, and in which words? So identify the plosive sounds in this section, and which words contain plosive sounds. Okay, so those are the questions that I want you to answer. You can answer those questions about specifically this dialogue, okay, or you can apply the same questions to a different dialect that you choose, okay. my point is I want you to identify the voiced consonant sounds first. Then I wanted to focus on the affricate sounds present there. Then in a different segment or section, I wanted to identify the fricative sounds. Then I want to focus on the voiceless consonant sounds, and finally the plosive consonant sounds, right? And then next session, you are going to tell us about this. You're going to read this dialogue with someone else, of course, and you're going to explain the consonant sounds that you were able to identify, okay? So it's a sort of a word search. It's a sort of an exercise in which you are going to practice speaking. We're going to practice listening, right? And also you're going to identify these phonemes and you're going to teach them to us. Okay, you don't need to prepare this in a PowerPoint. You just need to be able to do it on your own. Okay, now if you want to take notes, of course, you can take notes if it makes this makes easier for you to introduce the dialogue to the rest of the class. Okay, so this is a task that I want you to work with. You're going to work with this task on your own, and the next session you're going to introduce it to us or present it as this task that's going to be on Thursday. Okay, so that's the task. Remember all the suggestions. Take a look at the different possibilities here. I think it's a good website. I think you can take a lot of good ideas here and learn, not only for or to improve your pronunciation, but also to increase the vocabulary and, you know, have a better reading comprehension or and listening comprehension as well. So that would be the end for the session. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye, everyone.